Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting on Channels Television live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Dalari community in Borno State still in mourning after terror attack leaves 85 people dead. African leaders end summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, as President Muhammadu Buhari rallies colleagues on the war against terror. Ogun State set to receive President Muhammadu Buhari tomorrow as it marks its 40-year anniversary. And at least 50 people killed in blasts near the Shia shrine of Sayyida Zainab in Syria. Remember, you can read up more on our top stories on our websites, channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. You can also visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device and download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows phones from their respective stores. We also urge you to please interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature and the Channels TV app on the Android, iOS and Windows platforms. If you have pictures or videos you'd like to share with us, please tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions. So here are a few pictures sent into our Eyewitness portal. We begin with this one from Birnin Kebbi, the Kebbi State capital, showing a man with a car, which our Eyewitness reporter says was made from scrap. And we urge relevant authorities to help encourage such innovations. From Warri in Delta State comes this set of pictures showing the scene of a fire accident. Our Eyewitness reporter says the fire gutted the main market. Finally, we're back here in Lagos State in the Juishaga area of Agege, showing sagging electricity cables. Our reporter says they are almost in contact with their roofs, and that's pretty dangerous. Thanks for sending in those pictures to know that you too can become an Eyewitness reporter for Channels Television. Now, it does appear that kidnapping has become a trending business in Delta State following the recent abductions that have taken place over the last 2 weeks. The members of the Executive Council of the Olomoro Kingdom are optimistic, though, that their king, Josiah Umokoro, the Odion Ologbo of Olomoro Kingdom, who was abducted some days ago, will soon be released.
All appears to be calm in Olomoro community of Delta State, which recently witnessed the kidnapping of its monarch. Nothing gives away the unfortunate incident except a visit to the monarch's palace, which appears deserted. But a semblance of calm may have been fostered by this meeting. Here, the community's executive council are gathered to seek a solution to the embarrassing situation.
And again, even the man that was to kidnap me.
A prominent community chief briefs us on the steps taken so far.
As you see here now, it is the executive committee of this community that is here to discuss the way forward. They've been with the police according to them. The next line of action is why we are seated here. The President General is here, members of the executive are also here to discuss the way forward.
The local government chairman is also hopeful that the security agencies will find the ruler.
Between then and now, there's been a lot of developments, and we may not be able to give exact details. But what I can tell you is that the community is calm. We are praying for our dear traditional ruler, but importantly, I think all hands are on deck.
The abduction of traditional rulers seemed to be the new pastime of those involved in the heinous crime of kidnapping. Security operatives say communities will do well to increase the level of vigilance to forestall this ugly trend.
Over in Cross River State, the commander of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has paraded a suspected oil thief with over 100 drums, 70 of which contain diesel, in addition to a pumping machine and other exhibits. The suspect, Louis Ekwazi, from Eziagu local government area of Enugu State, was arrested at a beach in Calabar, South Local Government area of Cross River State by operatives of Sector 3 Operation Pulo Shield following a raid in that area.
Crude oil thefts, pipeline vandalism, petroleum product thefts is one act of economic sabotage that has assumed a worrisome proportion. But the good news is that there has been a stepped-up counter-operation by security outfits, and it is yielding results.
What we are witnessing today is partnership, collaboration, synergy in perspective. The military, our brothers, have handed over to us for prosecution one suspect caught in illegal bunkering with exhibits that contains over 70 drums of AGO, 70 drums of empty, 5 pumping machines. And these are things that are destroying the economy of this nation. I want to appeal to other security agencies that believe in the true nature of this country, that there's a need for us to collaborate.
A demonstration of this collaboration between security operatives is the handing over of this suspected oil thief by the military to men of the NSCDC. The suspect, who is said to have confessed to purchasing the product on the Port Harcourt waters, also claimed economic reasons for his involvement.
His agent who directed me to the place in Port Harcourt, in Limbe Waterside. I met the agent in Limbe Waterside. He directed me to the bash. They used to carry with bash. Then when they carry with bash, then we'll sell for you. If you need any quantities, they'll sell for you. This is my first trip. We used to sell both the people using it in hotel, and both the people were using it in by Jen or something like that. They used to buy one drum, two drums. No, it is my first trip.
The Civil Defense Boss says the suspect will remain in detention pending the outcome of further investigations, which will be widespread.
Meanwhile, the recent attacks on pipelines in the Niger Delta region has been described by the federal government as economic sabotage. In an interview with our correspondent, Gbenga Ashiru, the Minister of Niger Delta, Usan Uguru, expressed concern for the people of the Niger Delta, who, according to him, have regretted and condemned the act. The Niger Delta Minister also explained that the federal government is committed to securing infrastructure in the country and is also determined to sustain the nation's sovereignty.
Many indigenes of Niger Delta have regretted such events. They have sent apologies to government in writing, by delegations and so on. And that impresses me, that a time has come when people can be more reasonable than just blind agitation. I don't even believe this is on account of any form of agitation. The motives we don't know, other than to ascribe them to economic sabotage, which every Nigerian should feel bad about.
Is the federal government coming up with strategies to checkmate the activities of those involved in this act?
This is not the invitation of the federal government to tackle the menace. The federal government has always been concerned about securing every economic infrastructure in the country. And so this one event is not the invitation of federal government to tackle it, except that whoever is doing it, we don't know the purpose for which he's doing it. Or those who are doing it, we don't know the purpose for which they are doing it. So federal government has a continuous program to protect economic infrastructure in the country, just as any other life and property.
You can watch the full interview with the Minister of the Niger Delta, Usan Uguru, on Question Time. It airs Thursday at 4:30 p.m. right here on Channels Television on DSTV Channel 254. There's also a repeat edition on our UK platform at 6:30 on Sky Channel 575. About 30,000 cattle have been recovered from rustlers operating in various parts of the country. This is as a result of joint security operations in the states of Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Niger, Sokoto and Zamfara. After a meeting in Kaduna State of governors of these states to assess the progress made by the collaboration, the governor of Katsina, Aminu Masari, says all efforts to rid the country of cattle rustling will be made until the menace is brought to an end.
To appraise the security situation in Northwest concerning cattle rustlers and other banditry activities going on within the Kamuku, Safana, the follow that border, Sokoto, Zamfara, Kebbi, Katsina, and Niger states. We have reviewed and the operation will continue. I think we have made a tremendous achievement if you consider the number of animals that have been recovered. I think today we have over 30,000 recovered across all the states of the Northwest and Niger State. So I think we have made tremendous progress, and you can see now that the activities of the cattle rustlers has gone down very much. So we expect that within a short time, more progress will be made.
8 suspected members of the notorious bank robbery gang that terrorized Lagos and Ogun State through the waterways in 2015 and their arms supplier are to be charged to court this week. A police source confirmed to Channels Television that an Army Lance Corporal indicted in the sale of arms is also yet to be released to the police for charge with other suspects. Although count charge is yet to be disclosed, the suspects will appear at the Federal High Court in Lagos. This robbery operation was the beginning of a series of bank robberies in Lagos in 2015. No traces left by the robbers, so it became a riddle for the police to solve. But with the use of available modern techniques, the suspects were arrested.
We will not allow these cult groups to take over the states for obvious reasons. Social-economic development cannot take place in any society if the society is not safe and secure.
8 suspected members of the gang and their alleged arms suppliers are now with the intelligence response team giving account. The alleged gang leader and the coordinator of the Lagos and Ogun robberies, Clement Abanara, alias Millions, was tracked to his new abode in Benin City, Edo State. He was exposed to have about 20 years' experience in robbery and kidnapping, and also was the one who dressed as a woman during the operations. Also to be charged is the gang's explosive expert, Dennis Njiku from Imo State, who was arrested by the team in Port Harcourt, River State. He claims his share of the 110 million naira loot from Agbara robbery alone is just 2.5 million naira. The suspects, who traveled through the water of Delta Anchor in Akodo or Ikorodu area of Lagos, carried out their operation and escaped with their loot or kidnapped victims to Delta State. Nigerians, however, await the police legal team and the Directorate of Public Prosecutions to harmonize their thoughts and file the charges accordingly. Well, staying in the Southwest, a special church service marking the 40th anniversary of the creation of Ogun State held today at St. Peter's Cathedral in Abeokuta, the state capital. Those in attendance include Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun and his wife, former head of the interim national government, Chief Ernest Shuneko, the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, members of the state and national assemblies, traditional and religious leaders. Delivering his sermon, former president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Most Reverend Peter Akinola, urged federal and state governments to provide employment for the nation's teeming youth. Governor Musun gave assurances that issues of unemployment will be addressed.
Today, there are over 70 million Nigerians who are jobless, youths, many of them in these states. This is itself the time bomb. I was saying yesterday to Kabiyesi, If these 70 million could come together to fight their cause, they will bring this country to its knees.
All that Private said, all of them are noted for action. I'm not just noting them, but we are noting them for action. And we will see that, because we need with your prayers, we will continue to run down and make sure that all of those are achieved. If we get it right, I'm sure that we will have gotten it right as a state and by extension as a nation.
When the News at 10 returns, the decay in infrastructure in Plateau as the state loses billions of naira to the lack of tourism. Please join us again.